Hi, 4G students. Welcome to another video. I hope you are doing great. Today, guys, today is Wednesday and we are ready to do science. And I'm so happy to do science, guys, because today we start a new unit. Yes, we are leaving the solar system behind. We are leaving the planets behind. Now we are taking another direction and we are going to start with the living organisms, with ecosystems, animals, food chains, food webs, and all that stuff. And I know that some of that stuff that I just mentioned can be new to you, but as you already know, I like to take things step by step. So today is going to be like the introduction for the new unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the agenda for today. Okay, this is the agenda, guys. We have 4 items on the list, and let's see what we have first. First, I want to talk about Zoom. I really want to talk about how you guys are doing with Ms. Rojas. Then on the second thing on the list, I have the lesson about science. So that's going to be the time for me to teach you this lesson. Next, find the resources in Schoology. So I'm going to take you to Schoology like I always do, so I can show you where you can find all the resources before you take the test, okay? Remember, guys, all the questions come from the video, come from the resources. If you're getting 40s, 50s, it's telling me, guys, that you are not watching the full video or that you are not reading the resources before you take the test. So please take your time to read those resources and watch the full video, okay? And last but not least, you're gonna take the test, of course. And today, guys, I want you to do iStation. Remember that every month we have to do iStation, and today I want you to start with reading in English. Okay, but I'll show you how you can find iStation in your computer, in your electronic device. So be patient, and I'll help you to find iStation and find the test for today. Okay, so first, guys, let's talk about Zoom. Zoom is the application, guys, that you are using to connect with Ms. Rojas and connect with your other classmates. Ms. Rojas sent me a text yesterday and she told me that it was a great experience for her and for all of you. And today you have another conference. So please take advantage of these conferences because Ms. Rojas will teach you the same lesson but in a different way. And if you have questions, that's the time to ask those questions and Ms. Rojas will be available for you. So today we have another conference at 1 p.m. and Ms. Rojas is ready for you guys. So please take advantage of the conferences, okay? I already sent the code and the password on Class Dojo, so please be on time. Ms. Rojas wants to see all of you at 1 p.m. Okay? All right. So now, the lesson for today. Let me change the page. Okay, guys, so I told you that today we start a new unit. It is about ecosystems, animals, how they get their energy. It also includes humans. It also includes the people that live in the planet Earth. So guys, in this unit, we're gonna talk how the living organisms are the living things, okay? Like plants, animals, humans. We're gonna see how we get our energy. And we know that we get energy by eating, right? We need to eat food to get our energy. And that also applies to animals. They look for food, they get their meals in a different way, and that's the main idea of this unit and the main idea of this lesson. We are gonna see how we classify the animals, how they get their energy, and how do they eat, And I know you are wondering on, or you are putting in your mind now that animals eat other animals. Yes, you are right, but that sentence, it doesn't apply to all the animals. All animals are different, and we're gonna see how they are different. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first thing. Okay, so here I have a little reading for you. Ecosystems, guys. Ecosystems are the surrounding. It is where we live. We have a lot of ecosystems in the world, but let's go ahead and see so we can get more information. Okay, ecosystems. An ecosystem is made up of a group of living things and the surrounding environment that is able to support them. Ponds, forests, jungles, and deserts are just a few of the many different types of ecosystems that exist on our planet. In order to survive, living organisms must live in a habitat that supports their basic needs for food, water, shelter, and suitable climate. For example, cold-blooded animals such as snakes will not do well in the Arctic due to the extreme cold. Likewise, polar bears with their warm fur coats and preference for seafood will not do well in a dry, hot desert environment. So this tells me, guys, that that's how we classify animals, by ecosystems. And in each ecosystem, you have a group of living things, right? Like plants. I wanna make this image a little bit bigger so you can see, guys. It's a good example of an ecosystem. You have the plants, you have the little pond, you have the frog, all the animals trying to live together in a community. But here, guys, the animals have their own goals. They're looking for food, they're looking for shelter. So we're gonna see how they are able to live in each ecosystem. Okay, but an ecosystem is a group of living organisms, a group of living things and non-living things, because you also have non-living things, which are the rocks, or the even the waste. That's non-living things. So everything goes together, and that creates an ecosystem. And you have everything there, like in the image. And today we're gonna see how animals, how plants are able to get their energy. Okay, before I start reading the main piece of this lesson, I really want you to take a look to the vocabulary that we have today. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Guys, this is how we classify animals, this is how we classify living things. Okay, we have the consumers, decomposers, producers, and the ecosystem. I'm gonna start reading ecosystem first because this is what I'm talking about here right now, right? So let's go ahead and start with ecosystem. Just give me a moment. Okay, so there was a little bit of noise here in the house, so I needed to fix it. But now I'm ready. Okay, ecosystem. Ecosystem is the living and non-living components that make up a particular area. I told you the ecosystem is made up of animals, plants, rocks, and everything, right? Living and non-living things. But now this is how we classify animals. Producer. Who are the producers? An organism that can make or produce its own food for energy. Definitely, guys, humans are not here, do not belong to this one. Because for producers, those are the organisms that can create their own food, like plants. So we do not belong to that one. Decomposer. An organism that obtains energy by feeding on dead material and waste. Guys, do we belong there? No. Actually, guys, there are organisms that can eat dead material and waste. I know that's kind of nasty, but that's how it is. And we actually need those organisms, because if we have too much waste in the soil, that will not be good for the animals. So we need decomposers to eat the waste. So that tells me that humans are consumers, right? Consumers, an organism that must eat other organisms to obtain energy. Guys, we belong there. We need other organisms. Guys, you eat meat, you eat chicken, you eat vegetables. We need other organisms to get our energy. So we are consumers, okay? Okay, so I know that gives you a better idea of today's lesson. So we're gonna be talking about ecosystems, producers, decomposers, and consumers. Remember, humans are consumers. All right, so now we're ready for the main piece of the lesson, and this is the reading that I have for you. I know there are 2 pages. I'll take this slowly. I'm gonna stop like every paragraph to give you an explanation, okay? I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so all of you can see on your screen, and then I'll change once I finish with this, okay? Producers and consumers. We know that producers are the organisms that create their own food, and consumers are the ones that do not produce their own food but need other animals, other organisms to get energy, like humans. Okay, producers and consumers. Okay, first paragraph. All living things require energy to function. How this energy is acquired determines whether an organism is considered a producer or a consumer. Guys, it doesn't matter if we are plants, animals, or humans. Guys, we all need energy to survive. We all need energy to survive, no matter what. Second paragraph. Energy, which originates from sunlight, takes quite a journey. The primary or first source of all energy is the sun, and sunlight travels 93 million miles to reach the earth. Plants, algae, and some forms of bacteria are the only living organisms that can use the sun's light directly. In a process known as photosynthesis, plants take in the sun's light and use it to produce their own food. For this reason, plants are considered producers. Guys, here I want you to understand that the first source of energy for the planet is the sun. We cannot start anything. We cannot do anything, and you already saw it on the previous units. Without the sun, we need the sun. We need the sun for the water cycle. We need the sun to create photosynthesis. And when they say photosynthesis, it is the process where plants take in the sun's light and use it to produce their own food. So we all need the sun. Next paragraph. Animals and insects that eat plants are known as primary consumers because they are the first organisms to consume energy to fuel their energy needs. So let me go here, guys, to this visual. So here we have the producer. Do you see the plant right here? I see it. You see it. I know. So guys, first we have an insect. That will be the primary consumer. The insect will be eating the plant. So it's primary. That means that it's the first one to eat the plant. That's what they are talking about right here on this paragraph. Let me continue. Animals that eat other animals are known as secondary, tertiary, or quaternary consumers, depending on how many animals in the chain were consumed before them. For example, a grasshopper that eats a plant is a primary consumer. A mouse that comes along and eats the grasshopper is a secondary consumer, the second consumer in the food chain. Guys, so here comes the mouse, this fancy mouse right here, guys, and eats the insect, right? Eats the grasshopper. What happens? We call it the secondary consumer. And as you see, the food chain continues, goes on and on, right? First is the plant, then the grasshopper, then the mouse, then the snake, then the hawk, right? Guys, we call this the food chain. And I know that's too much, or like too many things right now. So on the next lesson that I have for you about science, I'm gonna be talking about food chains, okay? And we're gonna see how those connections are made. So today I just want you to understand that food chains determine who is the animal that is on top, and we know that plants are all the way at the bottom, right? Okay. Good. So I will already finish with the first page. Let me make this a little bit smaller right there. Good. Let me continue right here. The snake that slithers by and eats the mouse is a tertiary consumer because it is the third consumer in the chain. Finally, the hog that swoops down and eats the snake is a quaternary consumer because it is the fourth consumer in the food chain. Like I told you, this food chain continues, right? First, it was the grasshopper eating the plant, then the mouse eating the insect, right? Then now the snake is gonna eat the mouse. So everyone is looking for food. Everyone is looking to get energy. And guys, I know you're a little bit sad because the mouse is dead now, but that's how it works in real life. So let's continue. At the top of each food chain is a top predator. A top predator is an animal that is not hunted by other animals for food. Interestingly, an animal's position in the food chain can change depending on their mealtime choice. For example, an omnivore, a plant and animal-eating creature, might act as a primary consumer by eating plants and berries for breakfast. The same animal might act as a secondary, tertiary, or quaternary consumer by eating another animal for dinner. Guys, on the last paragraph, is telling us that sometimes this line, this food chain, can change. It depends on the animals, it depends on the ecosystem. Sometimes the snake can be on the second one. Sometimes even the snake can be on the top of the chain. It really depends on the situation. But like I told you, we're gonna be talking more in depth about food change on the next video that I'm gonna make for science, okay? But right now I want you to understand that this is how the system works, right? It is sad to see like that the small animals are how can we say it so we don't sound that mean. Small animals are the ones that provide energy to the big animals, right? Like the lion is pretty much on top of the food chain, right? The lion can eat any other animal, but that's how it works, okay? Okay, so now guys, I gave you an idea of how ecosystems work, how animals get their energy, and I think this was a good introduction for all of you, okay? But before you pause the video, before you leave me, I want you to pay attention here, guys, because here on the list we need to find the resources in Schoology, okay? Guys, everything that I showed you right now, guys, it is in Schoology, okay? So you open the class, you know how to do this. By now it's common sense, right? So you open here. Today is Wednesday, we know that. Guys, here you have everything. You have the vocabulary. So you want to review the vocabulary. Actually, the first 4 questions, guys, the first 4 questions come from here. And the ecosystems, like the introduction that I gave you, it's right here. So if you want to read it again on your own, it's right here. And producers and consumers reading, this is the reading that I was doing with you on the last part of the lesson. So it's right here. And also I have the visual for you. Guys, please take some time to review the resources before you take the test. All of you guys, if you do your work, if you study hard before the test, guys, you should be doing good on the test, okay? So please do your best. Plus, you can send me your questions or comments, and you have a conference with Ms. Rojas at 1 p.m., okay? So please, I want to see those grades going up. Okay, and remember, today you are doing iStation. So here, guys, I know you're wondering, Mr. Gonzalez, I left my credentials in the classroom. I forgot how to log in iStation. Guys, I have it here for you. Do you see what it says, iStation credentials? I want you to open this. If you already forgot how to log in into iStation, guys, I have it all right here. So this will be your username, and this is the password, okay? So please type every single letter, every single number, and type the password as well. So I'll show you how. Here I was trying to give you a link to go to iStation, but it didn't work. So what I want you to do is to go to Google. You need to take note of this, okay? You're gonna go to EPISD. Okay, it's not typing. Sorry about that. It's EPISD Plaza. EPISD PLAZA. EPISD Plaza. Please take note of this. This is where you need to go to do iStation. Then you click enter. Then you click on the first one, EPISD Plaza. Guys, this is where you need to type your credentials. So I'm gonna do one just to give you an example. So let me go here. Where is it? I'm gonna do Dania's credentials. Just give me a minute. Okay, where is it? I don't see it. Aye. Oh, right here. So I'm gonna do Dania's. So you put every single letter and every single number. This is EPISD Plaza. I'm gonna leave the link on the comment section. So you put here, that's Dania. Guys, the password as well. And you click enter. I don't want to save the password. Guys, so you're gonna see all these icons. Guys, take some time to find iStation. I was having a hard time this morning to find iStation, but I actually found it here. Do you see it? iStation right here. It's right here, guys. Let me do it again. Boom. Let me do it again. Boom. iStation, guys. So you open iStation. Guys, today you are doing reading in English. And you're gonna find it like reading with ISIP. Let me repeat that again. Today you are doing reading in English. Reading with ISIP. And I know that some of you are gonna have issues with iStation because it really depends on the device that you're using, because I think that it's not gonna work for cell phones, but it's gonna work for students that have a tablet or a computer. Guys, if it doesn't work for you, just send me a message so that way I know that you were not able to log in into iStation, okay? But please try. If it works, please do reading in English today, okay? We have to do the 3 tests this week, but today I just want you to do iStation in English, reading with ISIP, okay? Guys, it was a pleasure to do this video. Please tune in today at 1 p.m. with Ms. Rojas. I am your teacher, Mr. Gonzalez. If you have any questions, please let me know. See you. Bye-bye.